Hello, and welcome back to Jujutsu Kai Quest. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
Sam.
Yes.
What episodes did we cover today? Are we covering today?
We're covering in our Jujutsu Kaisen anime discussion podcast episodes 42 and 43, Right and Wrong Parts 1 and 2, and yeah.
This was kind of crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about these two episodes, and yeah, I see why.
So, first off, obviously, I just want to cut to the chase. Obviously, I know Nobura is not going to die here.
Yeah.
But I still was shocked when what happened. But I have to say, I cannot fucking believe that nobody spoiled Nanami's death for me.
I saw him trending, so I was assuming it would like a send-off to him, but like...
I totally missed that. And I have to say, that was a gut punch.
Yeah, especially him being like... one of the most popular characters, because it's funny how Jujutsu Kaisen has a reputation of, oh, everybody loves these hot guys, these adult men.
Yeah, I feel like Nanami's probably like the most fan favorite.
This is like the ultimate DILF anime manga series of like everybody just loving the men in it so much.
I have to say, so I can't do it right now because my dog is in the room with us, but when we were watching it and Nanami exploded, I literally did a loud gasp.
You did.
And my dog is so triggered whenever she hears me make a loud gasp.
She did.
So her head shot up and looked right up at me.
You did not see that coming, like in that way. I thought he would just gonna like just die from the wounds and just kind of collapse fighting a bunch of crap. But
yeah, I was coping so hard. So the episode begins with him. It kind of picks up like right where we saw him in the last episode, Stinger, where he's walking slowly.
Yeah, him and Yuji are basically walking like the same like kind of underground mall, and like he's kind of like thinking about like the vacation he was going to take and like the nice little summer home he was gonna have.
I think it's not even. I think it's literally his retirement plans.
Yeah.
I think the idea was that this is like the life that he wishes he could have, like to go away, to be really truly secluded, and as he said,
just
like
read.
Yeah, like take back the time that he lost.
And
this scene is so heartbreaking because like as it's happening, I literally said to you, I was like, they're not gonna kill off Nanami.
I'm like it's really building up to it, and it just. I don't know.
I really did love that, the way they handled it.
And then I'm like, oh, they're gotta build up. This is like Yuji's Mob Psycho counter going up, but it's like off the scale still, and he's building up even more and more.
I do want to kind of talk about character death for a second. I think that is like, this is all presuming that Nanami's not going to come back, which I hope he does not.
It's very funny how season 1 complaint, we're like, nobody fucking dies in this show, despite like all this stuff, and
it's like they heard me complaining loudly.
Okay, here's like a arc girl. Shoot her in the head. Toji, love him, dead, but comes back, dead again.
It's so funny how the girl that was like she was the first body to fall, and we didn't even realize she foreshadows like all the death that was about to happen.
She gets fucked up like one girl got Achilles cut. She lives somehow, but
I have to say I do fucking love like So talking about the character deaths, like I love that moment when like especially in that when they shoot the girl in the head in the first 3 episodes or whatever. Actually, I think it was more. It was like 6 or so.
Yeah, it's like 4.
But I like love those moments. My loud, let's call them a loud Jim gasp moment. I love that so much, and this season has just been full of them. And it's so there has not like we're almost at the end of the season now. It is like insane the levels of hype that have been sustained throughout.
Like seeing like Jugo, like seeing the villain group now that somehow managed to get out of like so many situations, just starting being picked off one by one. It's like crazy too. Like I literally cheered when Incel when he got sliced by Sukuna. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
It was awesome. It really is so satisfying, and it's funny because like
I gasped when the 2 daughters of Geto's daughters get destroyed.
That was also shocking. And so I have I don't know. I think generally with character deaths in media and fiction, I think it's like a fine line that you have to kind of thread. One thing that I talk about a lot is like if I think a creator really actually cares about their characters, like if they really like them. And because I always bring up like Game of Thrones, people say like, "Oh, George just likes to kill people."
When it comes to anime, it comes up like with Attack on Titan a lot.
Yeah, so Attack on Titan. Well, it's funny that people compared that to Game of Thrones in the first season. Yeah. They were like, "This is the anime Game of Thrones."
Yeah, the hype around it all and like how it felt. Even though like in hindsight, it was that first season wasn't nearly as much like that because we knew about our characters now.
Yeah, it's also funny the prediction of Attack on Titan being like Game of Thrones anime is very true with how the ending turned out.
But they had a chance to fix it
and they didn't.
Well, George could fix it with his book, I guess.
Yeah, he better. God damn it. But okay, just to this whole thing, like I think generally you can tell when like a creator doesn't really care about their own characters, and I think that can be like detrimental, and sometimes it makes it feel like not cynical, but it feels like shitty when they die. But like this, and so spoilers for Attack on Titan, when they kill Sasha off.
Yeah.
I think that is like an incredible way to handle a character death, because you are giving them like a great send off.
It has giant ripple effects too.
Yes.
That unlike we just need to kill a character off for the sake of killing characters. Like series like Dragon Ball lost killing a character off. One Piece's biggest complaint is like, oh, we don't really kill characters off too much or any notable names other than like one.
We talked about this before, but like in One Piece, is it Punk Hazard?
Yeah.
With the Harpy girl.
Yes.
Spoilers for One Piece. Monet in One Piece gets one of the most gruesome deaths for no fucking reason. It's kind of insane, like compared to like Caesar Clown, who is her boss, who actually is the one that kills her by accident. He gets to live, even though he orchestrated these child experiments.
He gets
Monet was just like a tool of his.
Yeah, he gets funny Kaha chapter art cover stories now.
Yeah, he becomes the new Buggy, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. And, And it just like, when I think of like other series, at one point, because famously, Naruto, there's a death near the end where like, oh, there's a giant war going on, but we didn't really kill off any named characters. We need to like kind of kill off a character that people kind of like, and they just kind of do that, and it doesn't really mean anything because they just killed somebody off that didn't do anything. It was just a character that people just knew, like a side character.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like, why? Like, there's so many other, even when it didn't make an impact, there's a bunch of other characters that did stuff already. And there's characters that should have died that would have had a great character death, and then you just go back with, oh yeah, the technique that would have killed you after using it, no, I healed you. You're good. You're alive.
Yeah, that's always, and shit like that really, and I've talked about in JoJo too, how Jojo Jolien in particular had so many death fake outs, it was like
that we didn't believe
ridiculous.
The actual deaths.
Yeah, we got to the actual deaths and we're like, no, they're fine. They're faking it.
Yeah.
But I do want to bring up one more spoiler. In Chainsaw Man, the manga, part 1, this is a big spoiler. The one death that I was like actually extremely upset about was when Power dies. When Power gets killed by Makima.
Yeah.
That was I think it's like that point in the manga too. It's like she's such a traumatized character that when that happens, I don't normally get too affected by media like this. Like when Nanami died here, I was like, oh no, like, but I still like, I'm not like sad. I was legitimately in a depression for a bit after Power died, which is embarrassing to admit. I was fucking fantasy.
That's like me watching Gurren Lagann, and just like any character death, I would just be incredibly sad and like depressed about it.
Yeah.
The ending of Gurren Lagann, like, it's like something I still say. It brought it. I legit like teared up for how like sad it was to me. Like,
I guess we're given a few. We're given a few times where we're allowed to be like extremely cringy about our media.
There's always gonna be a character death in any kind of media, whether it's anime, manga, like either like American TV and movies. Like, there's always gonna be a character death that hits you the hardest.
And I think with Fujimoto,
a lot of people got that with Buffy.
Oh, Buffy?
Buffy had like a crazy character death that came sudden and out of nowhere.
Was it Angel?
No. It was like an episode where like it's like
wait, not Angel. I'm thinking of the other.
No,
vampire.
I forget. No, it's
not the
it's to a character's
vampire.
mother.
Oh,
it's one of the most famous episodes,
and
it's just like one of those
like
messed up episodes because of how traumatizing it is, because nothing's supernatural.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's gonna be something in some sort of media that's gonna affect you.
With the Fujimoto example, I don't want to say that I don't think he cares about that character. I won't say it because I don't want to spoil it again. Someone skipped ahead. But I think he does care about that character, and the fact that they died in that way, it does, similar with like the Attack on Titan example, it does propel the story forward in a really strong way. It just hurt my feelings.
But the author wanted to kill off that character in Attack on Titan beforehand, but she was too popular that like...
Yeah, that makes it a little cheaper to me. It's almost like he was just like delaying her death eventually, but whatever. Okay. Let's get back to Attack on
But
Titan.
It did give you the thing, like, it's going to probably go to Jujutsu Kaisen, where now I worry about characters. Like, I'm at that point now.
Yes, we actually have a point. Well, so it kind of comes with a caveat. Like, I know I shouldn't have to worry about, like, Nobura and Megami and Yuji, mostly. I would assume that, like, if anyone would die, it would probably be Megami. That's kind of my, I don't know. I get a weird feeling that he might die, but it just, you know, you can't have the main characters die. Those are the only characters that feel safe.
Yeah, the main trio, and it's if anything, it's like whoever their mentor is. It's like the character that can die or like sealed away, like Gojo is right now.
That's why Attack on Titan felt so crazy in the first, or in episode.
Every
3.
mentor figure is like, other than like, and Levi is not a mentor figure to anybody. He's just like the ultimate soldier.
No, but like when they do the Eren death fake out, like that, there was like 2 episodes where before you realize Eren is still alive, where it's like, holy shit, like they actually just killed the main character. That's why it felt like so crazy at the time.
But this, I'm like, oh god, I gotta worry about Maki now. I'm gonna worry about Panda. Like, I'm gonna worry about like every basically Gojo. Maybe Gojo's not completely safe now. Like, he can just get somebody's gonna step on the hypercube and he's gonna be gone. But yeah, so yeah, basically this episode is just like his last stand, and we see the character I didn't want to see, which is Mahito. And he's like, hee, I'm going to get my win of the least earned W I've ever had in my life.
You know, I've talked a lot of shit about Mahito, and these 2 episodes, like, I don't know, they finally justified his evil manness.
I do love him, like, making a fake Junpei and stabbing it in the head. That was very funny.
It's interesting, too. We kind of talked about how the curses don't really have, like, normal human feelings for each other, but like Mahito doesn't really, he's very like silly and playful, but he doesn't seem to care about any of the other guys dying. Like,
no,
he doesn't give a shit.
No, yeah, he doesn't care about any of his allies. They're just tools. They're just he just wants to see people, you know, die and watch them squirm. And yeah, right in front of Yuji, he says, "I leave this all to you." It's Nanami's final words, essentially. And
also, we didn't even mention, but he does have like a badass kind of like, he kills all of Nanami's
all the little curse
humans. Yeah,
the little like. Yeah, and but then we get some
Mojitos.
then we get some awesome like very CQC, like in a very tight hallway fight in like the flesh hallway.
This is so fucking cool. So
the coolest thing is like the saw blades come out of the wall, and he like punches the wall to make a ripple like water, and then it makes the blades able to, you know, be dodged.
Yeah, it's I really love like the setup. It's so cool how like Mojito is putting himself in this like really cramped position as well.
Yeah,
like that scene. It's a little silly at first, but I actually love like when the wall starts closing in on them. And this is just like exactly what the doctor ordered. Like the beatdown, well, not quite the beatdown yet, but like this is a crazy fight. And it's really cool.
He beats him up so bad that he's like, I'm gonna run because he learned that he split himself in half, and the split in half one can't do any of the like touching curse technique stuff. It can just like manipulate its body essentially.
He still like is actually kind of fucking Yuji up though. Before we learn that, like,
well, the one he's fighting is the prime one, is the real one. But yeah, and Nobara is fighting the clone.
And we have like I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen always drops these like comedic flashback scenes of like characters that are all dead or something, or it's like these evil characters and they'd have like a funny scene where like Mojito's like, "I'm gonna run away from you, Jogo," and it's just like, okay, whatever.
Okay, all these characters in this group are dead now, except for the one that just went off with fake memories. He had the Akira memory.
But yeah, I mean, there really isn't too much to specifically mention here because
it's a really awesome fight.
It is just a really cool fight. It's funny how like they set up the elevator with one of the bullets ricochets and hits the elevator door, and we're both like, don't go in the elevator.
But every time, oh no, he's ready for him to attack the elevator. That's actually pretty...
It's so cool. Yeah, when he like squares up and he like starts charging his like punch and he looks up.
We're waiting for a black flash to happen, but no black flash yet.
The restraint is so palpable. Like,
you just need one.
Oh my gosh, they're like edging us, Sam.
Yeah,
they're edging us.
And so during this episode, we also don't know what happened with Maki and the other ZN that lost his arm with the frame rate powers.
Yabiboto or something.
Nobito,
thank you. Which we think he's dead.
He's probably dead. He lost an arm. When somebody loses an arm, they're either gonna die later or like does not be as much of a unless you're the
or they'll get it back. There's 3 options.
I said only in like Naruto, the character he cuts his own arm off and he's still like as much of a threat with one arm, and I love that when they can still do that.
It's like in Hunter x Hunter. There's kind of a similar
or Chainsaw
thing.
Man right now maybe.
Yes,
we'll see. But
my girl.
But yeah, so that's that episode. We have Nobara about to square off with pseudo Mahito.
Pseudo Mahito.
Sure. And so yeah, then part 2 is basically like she just wrecks his ass.
This is so cool, and like, so she kind of got her ass handed to her in her first battle in this arc.
Yeah.
So
to the worst guy possible.
They have a little moment where she is just walking in like silence, and then she kind of walks up to like the wasteland where the Sukuna,
the crater.
Yeah, the Sukuna Jogo aftermath fight. And that part I just really liked. I love it in like an anime, especially a shonen anime, when they literally just like pull everything back and just like have us focus with a character for a minute. Like we got it too with Nanami in the beginning, where it's just Nanami walking, and it gets like fantastical with his like hallucinations. But with Nobura here, it literally it's just Nobura walking for maybe like 20 seconds.
Walks through the barrier, and you just see like just
and it's just like yes, like I really have come around to Nobura. She's very like, what's the word, like a take charge kind of determined character. She's very much like Yuji in like a lot of ways. She's kind of girl Yuji.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I think.
They'll never like each other.
Yeah. Which I have, when this was happening and they have this little moment in the middle, we'll talk about in a second. I'm like, am I supposed to have like feelings for these guys? Like I kind of have like feelings for these characters.
Yeah, somehow the Megumi stuff I always really got was like the little moment with his dad that he didn't know it was his dad still, but like it was more of a Toji moment. I'm just
yeah. That's still the funniest thing ever. Like him fighting and that whole fight and still having no idea like what happened.
Why this man killed himself in the fight. This man, this drip man in sweater.
Just imagine that happening to you, like.
And then you turn the corpse over, and it's like a random other guy you've never seen before. Either.
Yeah, you go into Philly one day, and this one guy's just trying to kill you for like 20 minutes. And
what's your last name?
You tell him, your last name, and then he kills himself. He's like, I'm glad, and then kills himself.
This man is like kicking a million rabbits and like shooting rubble into their brains. Like
that part was so good. How joyously he was just murdering all those rabbits.
Miss you, Toji. My love.
Dude, this anime is so good. I don't care what anyone says.
I love these giant ripped men more than like anything in this anime.
So Nobura, Nobura's very aware of Mahito's powers.
He's like, oh yeah, you're not that strong compared to the last time, and like you're not like, you know, you could probably get touch me at any point, which means you're, you know.
Well, yeah, more so what I was meaning was she was fighting in a way to prevent him from touching her.
And
then later on, she realizes that, oh no, he's clearly.
She has an attack that's like a time bomb, like a bomb explosion on him, and it affects the main body. He's like, huh, I felt that a mile away.
So yeah, she does a lot of her regular moves that don't work, and then the one that does is her resonance move.
Yeah, she uses her Fortnite weapon and attacks Mahito.
I forgot. Oh, when you said it, okay, I've seen that in Fortnite before.
Yes, people have her hammer in Fortnite.
Yeah. So yeah, I really love this. I don't understand it. I can't explain it, but I love this idea. I guess her ability here, this resonance ability, is a way to kind of cripple somebody's curse energy.
It was the main 4 skins in
Fortnite. So
all
all 4 of them were. Sam is showing me the Fortnite screenshot. The good news is now that Peter Griffin is in Fortnite.
And Solid Snake.
Dropping, I guess, at the same time.
In the season pass, I guess. Sure.
Did you see the David Hayter?
Yeah.
David Hayter put up a tweet that was like Snake talking to Peter Griffin on like a hollow what's it called? A codec. Yeah, so very funny, Peter Griffin. But no, yeah, this fight scene was also really cool. I just like that Nobura is like getting her at the end of season 1, having that Black Flash moment and like fighting with Yuji. It really gave her like a lot of cred, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I like that she's still like a total badass, but not like infallible. Like we see her lose at the end.
Because he runs away. He's like, I'm gonna post this fight after I beat her ass. Like, I got my ass beat. I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna post that shit. And then he runs off to go head back. And I was funny before we went to the episode. Jim's like, huh? Why is she holding her eye in the OP? And at the same time, I was like, I wonder if Toto's gonna show up. And I see Toto fighting alongside Yuji against Mahito. Like, oh, he's probably gonna show up.
So we probably know how the last couple episodes are gonna play out. That is one thing. It's okay. So we mentioned it in our Attack on Titan thing, but you always gotta watch the OP very closely because they always foreshadow characters losing eyes. In Attack on Titan, though, it's very fucking funny because spoilers for Attack on Titan. Hanji loses her eye, but she loses her eye in an arc that was written after they had made an OP. So the OP was made before she lost her eye in the manga, so they could not have known. But they do a thing in one of the OPs where one of her glasses is shattered. And it really makes it seem like they knew, but I think it was just a coincidence. Unless they like Ishiyama was like, oh yeah, do a scene where she has a broken eyeglass.
Yeah, take some notes from Arrested Development's like teasing of an arm going.
Yeah, there needs to be an Arrested Development anime intro.
He's gonna be all right. No, I mean, already. The ultimate doctor.
I love the doctor
The literal
so
doctor.
much.
My favorite character, Little Doctor, and Jean Parmesan.
Jean Parmesan is fucking hilarious.
Mahito, he got me again! The skin suit he uses later on.
Oh, yeah.
Just some weird human. Are you sure? I'm Mahito! You got me again.
I did fucking love the part when he jumps out of the guy's mouth and then turns the other guy into a sword.
I'm getting my ass beat, but I'm gonna use his in his mental state, which just throw humans at him and use humans against him, which just works. And then he's like, oh, he knows this girl, so I'm gonna lead her back to just like kill her. And they do a thing where like they run past each other and he swaps, so she doesn't know that's like the real one coming at her.
Which is awesome. And he literally, it's moments like these, like, I understand it's like a dramatic scene.
He like taps her eye.
Yeah, but like, why doesn't Nobura like do anything? Like,
I thought she was gonna use the nail on her eye to like dispel whatever was in there, maybe.
Yeah, I when you said that, I was like, oh, you're right.
She's probably gonna get an eye patch, but I don't.
Yeah.
But because she always should have all with her eye explode was the only thing that happened. So it's just like nothing in like anime injuries.
Oh yeah, she'll be fine. If anything, she'll get stronger because of this.
No, from what I know about the manga, I think she just vanishes from the face of the earth and just doesn't come back.
But the scene where he does smack her eye, I legit was like I can't do it because my dog's sleeping.
Yeah.
I did a big gasp, and I was like, what's going to happen to my girl Nobura?
Yuji's face is slowly becoming more the famous David face from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, or like the trauma face. I'm just like, I don't know how. This is like anybody that has like that hidden like evil power inside them. It would like, you know, like gone transformation, or like the tailed beast, or going like Super Saiyan, like your monkey or something like that. Wherever angry form you're gonna have in Dragon Ball Z to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, he can't, because his demon self literally just nuked the city, and it comes out when he wants to, or when he can.
That's actually kind of cool that like it seems like we have put away the possibility of Sukuna coming out here. Which is really cool. It actually gives like stakes, because normally that's the thing with the Yuji fight. It's like, oh, Sukuna's gonna come out, but it seems like we've kind of put that away. Like, maybe Sukuna can't come out right now.
He's like, I'm gonna go away now, but I'm gonna make you look at the destruction you did just for the laughs. And he's like, haha, this girl died. Get wrecked.
Lol. But so we do finally, after 3 years. We finally find out what happened to the neighbor that moved away.
Yes.
We get an extended flashback sequence of Nobara as a first grader.
Yeah,
I think she's like first grader.
She's in like elementary school.
7 or 8, I guess.
But we follow like the point of view from her other friend, her Komi.
Her Komi inspired
friend. She's literally just a Komi with like the no mouth and like the blob face.
Yeah, a bit of a moe blob, and she also does like the same kind of like breathless like responses that
very quiet
like, single word response that Komi does.
Man, I liked Komi except for that one character. I hate the one character. You know that character.
Yeah, I think everyone hates that character.
Oh no, she's universally hated, but in Japan, I'm sure she's liked. I guess. It's like the same thing. When people come up with a thread of what anime characters are like, kind of universally hated, and it's like her. The girl from Fire Force, the cat girl. But then there's a character that also kind of doubled down on, I guess, that like I'm gonna keep throwing them in there. But Fire Force is a different league. I just like would love to watch the anime with you and see your reaction to that scene of the author doubling down. It's so fascinating.
Evil man. Truly, the evil man is the author of Fire Punch.
Fire Force, and Soul Eater. Same.
I know, yeah.
The man that brought you Blair.
The man that ruined Soul Eater.
No,
actually, I don't even know how the manga ends.
I've heard people say the manga ends like ends pretty good.
I thought people hated the manga ending.
No, people hate the anime ending.
I thought people hated both.
Maybe. I think they like the manga ending a little bit more, at least.
I don't know. I haven't read it.
I don't know. The Fire Force ending is very good. I liked it a lot.
So we finally see. Okay, so it's funny because the girl, this moe blob, the Komi girl, is not even the neighbor.
No,
she's not even the neighbor.
She's just her childhood friend. Like, you know, where Yuji had the fat girl in the beginning of the season that became skinny and had a crush on him.
Yeah.
Nobara had her Komi, and you know, who was bullied because she had a blue backpack because she bought it in the city, and then when they went to the village, they had all black and red backpacks. So they somehow chucked it on top of a cabinet, and Nobara helped her get it.
Interestingly, they mentioned how there's only like 19 people in her whole school.
Yes.
Which apparently, and I was talking to our friend who's in Japan, who lives in Japan, and he's saying that is actually a real thing in like countrysides. It's almost like an epidemic of, I guess it's probably due to declining birth rates. There's just like towns that are closing schools down because there's just no kids,
and they have to go to a city to get to go to like high school or whatever.
Yeah, which is funny because you know how, like, I don't know if this is like an anime thing or if it's like a real life thing, but I feel like there's so many anime where there's like a kid who's in high school who has like his own apartment in Tokyo. I wonder if that is like actually a thing.
It's just a coincidence that every one of those kids have dead parents.
That's why I'm like, is this just an anime thing? Because like I know in Japanese society they generally treat their children with a lot more independence than in like Western societies. Like they'll have little kids going on the subway by themselves. Like little like children will be on the subway by themselves. So maybe it is not an uncommon thing for kids to have to move to like cities to go to school.
There's one thing that was apparently a real thing that I didn't know about was the red rice.
Oh my god! Thank you for mentioning that. I totally forgot it. I wanted to rewatch that scene
because I was kind of because I didn't know. I was like, wait, why does she have like red bean rice? And you were just like, tell me, because this is the thing that Jim would make up to tell me just to fuck with me, and I would hesitate to believe him, but apparently it is a thing of like.
So
go ahead, since you're the expert.
Well, I'm not an expert. I always thought it was it's like it's red bean rice. Yeah, so you type in red bean rice and then the first thing that comes is womanhood. So yeah, like when a young person has their first period, it is customary, I guess in Japan, for them to eat for their dinner a bowl of red bean and rice. I
was like, this is like if a boy had like his first wet dream and they try to reward him with like here's an icing covered cake, congratulations. Like no, it's like kind of messed. I feel like it's kind of messed up.
Yeah. So and apparently
this horrific thing you're seeing for the first time, child, from your body. You eat this food to remind you of your first time. Like that's kind of messed up.
And so apparently it is a little less, or it is less common nowadays.
It's like probably like a countryside thing, maybe more so than anything.
I know. So okay, that's why I wanted to rewatch the scene because I was really confused why it existed. Because so the girl gets it. She's gifted this red rice from a neighbor, this old lady who looks extremely scary, and she's only like one frame. Like they don't even like animate her like holding the rice, I don't think. And I think Nobura explains the custom to her. So this is in, 2009, I think they said?
Yeah.
So at this time, I think it would have been, just going by this quick research I just did, seems like it was more of a custom in like the 80s and 90s. So maybe it was supposed to kind of be antiquated at that time.
The countryside, when you're outside of a city, you're always like 10 years behind.
Yeah, no, that's not even like wrong, But
yeah, and we get some other stuff. Like we see her play Smash Brothers. I'm assuming Brawl. I'm pretty sure that we use that out. And they have GameCube controller, so I'm assuming they're playing Brawl on the Wii.
Yeah.
But no, then they have like a neighbor they go to hang out with a lot that like, gives them tea and cookies and yeah, they like loved her. Nobara kind of really like looked up to her and like kind of mirrored herself off of her, and then she just moved. The house got more run down and she moved away, and she bawled her eyes out. Brawl was 2008, so they were playing Brawl.
It's very likely they're playing fucking Brawl
or Melee.
Yeah, maybe they were true. They were
on the CRT.
they were true fans,
true
actually.
Gamers. But yeah, the neighbor moved away. Nobara was kind of crushed by that, and then like I said, she kind of split from Nakomi, and that was and that was it. They said one day that she wants to meet up all three of them.
So,
and we do get a cutaway with that neighbor that moved away.
Yeah. So okay, the cutaway seems to just kind of reiterate the idea of like this person seems pretty normal.
Man, like I should go to Shibuya.
Like it. So
I was waiting for that line.
In my head, I was thinking like, is the reason why she was driven out of town, was it like because she was a curse or was cursed in some way? Maybe she's like a sorceress, but it doesn't seem like it.
It was just like an out, because she said she moved there for
unless it is a curse. Well, because you had said like, oh, maybe she was cursed, and like, okay, that kind of makes more sense.
She said more so that she moved down there in like middle school and like befriended them and everything. Like it just felt like a normal thing, and like maybe some like because like the front of her home had graffiti and like I built up a trash and they kind of moved away, so maybe it was just like a like a home thing or like something that was apparent. Like you're not supposed to figure out exactly why she moved away. Like, you kind of imply that something wasn't as perfect as Nobara seems to think was going on there.
Mm.
That's what it seemed like I was getting from.
All right, so I actually just found... Oh, this is from a day ago. Oh, because the episode just came out. So somebody on the Jujutsu Kaisen subreddit posted a comment they read from a Japanese person.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read this, because
Okay.
apparently this kind of explains things that I guess Westerners wouldn't quite get it.
Reddit never lies.
Reddit never lies. So I am Japanese. Until about 20, 30 years ago, elementary school school bags were black for boys and red for girls. Children today have many colors to choose from, but in rural areas, old ideas still persist. Choosing a different color may seem strange. Additionally, in some regions of Japan, the custom of making sekihan, red bean rice, to celebrate a girl's first menstruation. I just summarized that.
Yes.
Nobura, he says Novara. I wonder if that's how they pronounce it. Nobara feels eerie about her hometown, where she has no privacy or freedom, and where residents' personal information is instantly shared with the entire village. Okay, that explains it. So this old woman obviously I'm not a girl, so I can't quite relate, but I always found it to be extremely creepy that like that information would be like shared.
Yeah.
That like, and I know from like personal experience, like having family members, like I know that that's a thing that like aunts and uncle, well, not uncles,
especially in the
but aunts
country,
will talk about.
all you got is gossip.
Yeah, and like I think that is very creepy to be like, I'm like 8 years old and
personal
people
thing,
are talking about
a personal height, like, that like should be private to me alone, that I only told my mom. It's like,
So okay, that was the first half.
Or Nobara's grandma, because she talks about her grandmom a lot. So
Sayori's mother moved to the countryside, admiring nature, but the countryside was harsh towards outsiders. And Sayori, who came from the city, was persecuted and forced to leave. So she's just an outsider.
Yeah.
This is the reason why Nobara cried so much, and this event is deeply connected to Nobara's character development. She hates everything that gets in the way of her free individuality, and as a result, she despises the unique culture of the countryside and begins to yearn for Tokyo in order to be herself. These are old customs that are completely unfamiliar to the average Japanese child, and this depiction is a little difficult for even adults to understand. So that was a good comment. I'm glad I read that.
And there's still no real thing about why she became a sorcerer yet, really.
No, it just which I guess we don't really need. Like I don't know if I don't know if I need that. Like.
Yeah.
But I think that is actually really valuable in understanding, because she's always been about fashion as well. She likes to go shopping.
Yeah.
Which, as we know, women be shopping.
Yeah.
But no, it's I think legitimately like that is like a very individualistic sort of activity to be like, I want to like look nice.
She wants to get the country stink out of her. Essentially feel like the feel of it.
And additionally, I think it's kind of ironic that this person presents the idea of her wanting to be individualistic, and she's always wearing her fucking school uniform because Japan.
Japan.
Also, okay, actually, I've been thinking about this, but I didn't know how to verbalize it until just now. So I'm sure you've heard the expression in Japan. I don't know if this is translated from Japanese, but it's the nail that sticks up gets hammered down.
Okay.
Have you heard that before?
I feel like this conversation should be going to those two guys that talk to each other in that kind of like
Shut
tone.
The fuck up.
No,
the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. No, but
you need a hammer first so to get that, right?
But no, you see, the hammer's the key.
The key?
No, so Freddy Fazbear. Okay, I can't keep doing this. But no, this is a real expression, and it basically refers to that in Japanese society, individuality is punished, and if you try and stick out from the crowd, you're kind of you're hit back down, you're put back in your place. And so Nobara's whole thing is that she uses nails as her weapons. And I've always wondered if that was supposed to play into that kind of expression. And I think it might be. After reading that analysis by that alleged Japanese viewer, I think there's something to that about how Nobara's whole thing is about nails. And like she wants to be the nail that sticks out.
Well, I still want her to end up in a hardware store where she just like has like endless amount of
That'd be pretty cool. I want to see her use like measuring tape.
She's probably like, oh no, these nails are specifically like etched in with like
they probably are
with like curse related things. But yeah,
and I guess that's it, right?
Her eye explodes, and Yuji's even more traumatized.
And she cries a lot. She cries so hard when Sayori leaves. And
yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Yeah, when she left, and then she kind of just left. They had a send off with each other where like she couldn't, they said goodbye. She like promised to meet up, and she just couldn't say Yeah, until the train closed.
Yeah, and also they never talked about her ever again.
Yeah.
So they never talked about her ever again, and still that's what Nobara said when she left. She's like, the three of us need to get back together.
When they cut to the neighbor, I thought it was going to lead to like a Remember Me-esque situation where she's like, I'm going to go to Shibuya for the Halloween party tonight. I'll be like, oh no, don't do that.
I am so happy they didn't. Actually, after reading that little like insight, I really like this because ultimately what this character is, the scene is doing is basically her remembering this like kind of cringy thing that she used to do where she would be like an older sister to these two little girls, especially Nobara. She like seemed to really like Nobara. And also that she talks about like how her life kind of sucks and she imagined things would be different and they aren't. And I think that's kind of a nice little poignant moment to like, it adds like a little bit of realism because this whole time I've been thinking like, what the fuck happened to this neighbor that's so important? But honestly, it's nothing. It's just, she just moved back to Tokyo and had kind of a menial life.
Yeah, so, a typical office job and overworking and just being tired.
The proofs are due tomorrow.
Yeah,
she has to get them done.
I like seeing regular humans pop up every so often to like talk about.
And the designs are always really good. The design, I haven't really looked at the manga art too much, but the character design in this show is really, really good, I think.
Just wait when the Epic Maid shows back up and she has her return.
Epic Maid?
So yeah, and that's basically the end of the episode. Like her eye explodes, her eye's like on the ground. I'm pretty sure I saw it.
We need to record one of those gamers videos about the Epic Maid.
About the whole
no, she's the key.
She's the key. She's the one that watches her. And then Toji just let her go.
The way you said that was perfect because they never use like proper nouns. They always just keep using pronouns to make it sound really confusing. But no, she was just watching her, and that's why he was happy.
Happy
to see him. That's April Fool's.
Yeah,
April Fool's is coming up, baby.
Yeah, my favorite birthday gift is just doing it and think about the gamer guru.
I don't. They're called like designed by gamers. I fucking love them. I watch all their videos.
I just see the highlights when they come up, or like the one like German tweet is like recontextualized with a picture of them, and it like fits perfectly.
Built by gamers.
Built by gamers. But yeah, that's the episode. I wanted more. I think next episode's part 3, but we're probably gonna save the last 3 episodes, I guess, for one.
Oh.
My phone scared the dog.
It's okay, Hella. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll save the last bunch for our finale, our JJK
season finale,
quest finale.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think a very good episode. They flew by. Rest in peace, Nanami.
It is crazy how they flew by. It's funny. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. How like 20 minutes can feel very different across a lot of things.
Was it like the same side that like Nanami's body was burned, that her eye was gone?
I believe so.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
It's funny too. I don't know if you had the same feeling, but there was an episode of the new season of Invincible where they cut to credits like 20 minutes into like a 50-minute episode, and I actually had the moment where I was like, did that 50 minutes just actually pass by that quickly? And then I was like, oh no, I looked at the Amazon.
That's the joke.
Yeah, that's a great show. I can never tell how long those episodes are or like how much is left.
Yeah.
Same with Spider-Verse. The end of Spider-Verse 2. I was like, this movie could end right now or it could have another 40 minutes.
And
I don't even know. It did have
another 40 minutes. And then it felt like, oh, we're going to keep going on from here. Nope. Even the animators didn't know.
Allegedly.
But yeah, so overall, very, very solid 2 episodes that I really want to watch more.
It's going to be really sad when JJK finishes up.
But very good for the animators to just quit.
But no, they're going to have to get right on the fucking Spy Family movie or
Chainsaw
Man movie or season 2 of Chainsaw Man probably. That's probably in production, right? After the movie, I wonder?
I guess so.
Because I think they're doing the movie next year.
I keep forgetting there's a movie. And whatever else they're working on in between all that stuff.
There must be at least 4 or 5 different.
But anything else to talk about then? Or should I wrap it up? Should I plug up the eye hole?
Plug up her fucking eye hole.
Alright, thank you all very much for listening. If you liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter, which has me and Jim's handles on there as well. You can, if you want your name shouted out on a Jokakaka JoJo episode, you can leave anything you want on the Patreon. And with that, I believe that's everything, right?
I believe so.
All right, and we will see you, I guess, next time on the finale of Jujutsu Kai Quest Season 2.
That's going to be so sad. I'm going to have to make a really good thumbnail for it.
You have to warp it so much.
Oh, I'll have to definitely I'll make one of the fucking neighbor.
That'd probably be out in like the new year for.
Oh my god!
I think the season ends like the last week of December. So.
Oh my god, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, might be our first video of the year.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye bye.